Hello, my name is Eamonn O'Keeffe. I'm a research fellow here at the National Army Museum. 2025 marks the 250th anniversary of the battles of Lexington and Concord and the start of the American Revolutionary War. Today, British people tend to think of the American War of Independence as a distant conflict, one which was fought on the other side of the Atlantic with few consequences at home. But for 18th century Britons, this war was anything but remote. Instead, it was an imperial and national crisis which reshaped life on their own doorsteps. This war sparked real division. While many people saw the revolutionaries as rebels to be crushed, others saw them as fellow subjects unjustly denied their rights. Public petitions and members of parliament, in some cases, spoke out in support of colonial grievances. But when France and Spain entered the conflict on America's side, the war took on a new urgency. Britain now faced a very real threat of invasion. Enemy fleets loomed off the coast, while French troops even landed in the Channel Islands, bringing the war uncomfortably close to home. Here at the National Army Museum, we display a print depicting this moment. It shows the death of Major Francis Pearson during fighting on the island of Jersey in 1781. We can also see his black servant in the midst of the fight, and women and children fleeing from the carnage. The acute sense of national peril sparked a wave of mobilization. Militia and volunteer corps were formed to help defend the homeland. During this war, as many as 1 in 7 British and Irish men served in the armed forces in some capacity. Genteel women even began wearing regimentally inspired clothing to show their solidarity with the nation's defenders. Military encampments sprang up to guard the approaches to London. The largest of these tent cities, set up in country fields in Kent and Essex, became home to as many people as contemporary Coventry and Leeds. Crowds flocked to these camps to witness royal reviews and mock battles, creating traffic jams that stretched for miles. Though Britain avoided full-scale invasion, the war brought real turmoil. The Navy's practice of impressment, of forcibly conscripting sailors, provoked fierce and often lethal confrontations in port towns. In 1780, London itself descended into chaos during the Gordon riots. Angered by legislation allowing Catholics to join the armed forces, mobs ransacked homes and attacked the Bank of England. Troops were sent in to quell the disorder. Hundreds died, and for a time, even the imperial capital resembled a battleground. The American War also reshaped politics in Ireland. Part-time volunteer units, initially formed to prevent invasion, morphed into a paramilitary political movement. In an atmosphere of imperial crisis, they pressured British ministers into granting concessions on trade and giving the Irish Parliament more independence. British and Irish civilians took an interest in the ongoing war in myriad ways. They followed military news in the press. They could celebrate victories in the streets. And they could even purchase commemorative ceramics featuring their favorite admirals. In the wake of ultimate defeat in America, some saw this failure as proof of divine punishment or moral decay, a sign that political reform or spiritual renewal was needed. The American Revolutionary War famously created a new nation, but it also changed Britain. Its history is a reminder that no empire can go to war overseas without feeling tremors at home.